Okay. Salamullahi alaikum wa rahmatuhu wa barakatuh. How are you, my dear sisters? I hope you are all doing well. Insha'Allah, insha'Allah, we are going to begin our revision upon the articulation points or al-makharij since we, alhamdulillah, finished them. So we are going to begin the revision upon them, but we are going to use different technique. The main difference that I'm going to share with you some pages from the book of Dr. Ayman Swaid, the English version. So you are going to see the articulation point written before your eyes. I hope this will help you. Second, inshallah, I'm going to share with you the videos of how the letter is articulated, how the organs or the speech organs are working practically before you. All those are from the book of Dr. Ayman Swaid. May Allah bless her. Okay? So inshallah, we'll start the revision. But very important to know that this is just a revision. This is not replacing the original videos, because the original videos, we explained everything in details. This is just a revision. And as I told you, those are the two main addition things. Let's begin the sharing. Okay. Well, I need just this. Okay. Let's start, my dear sister. I'm going to share with you this first page. Well, now you can see. As you know, this is the alphabet. Yes, of course, you know the alphabet. They are 29. Yes, they are 29. The letters of the Arabic alphabet are 29 letters. Yes? Okay. And the first one, it is Hamza. This is the Hamza, my dear sisters. I want to have a pen with me. This is Hamza. Yes? This is what? This is Hamza. Yeah? Okay. And the before last letter, this is the Alif. This is Alif. But it's proceed by lam, because in Arabic we cannot beginning our speech or pronouncing by letter with a sukun. Alif is always having sukun and proceed by fatha. So you must have a letter to proceed Alif, and the scholars choose the lam. So here when I'm pronouncing la, I mean the Alif. So this is Hamza and this is Alif, the before last letter, and the rest I think you already know. And alhamdulillah, you know all their articulation points. Okay, fine. Okay. If you remember, my dear sisters, about the 5 main articulation points, you remember, we said that they are, I will share this with you. It's in English and in Arabic. So what's important for you to the English? We said that there are 5 main articulation points. Yes, they are the oral cavity, the throat, the tongue, the nose, and or the nasal cavity and the lips. Here you can see this part, the blue or the blue and the green, it's called the oral cavity, or it's written here, the empty space in mouth and throat. The oral cavity, it is the empty space in mouth and throat. All the blue and the green area. This is the first articulation point. Second, it is the throat, this blue area. And the third, it is the tongue, my dear sister, the tongue. And the fourth, it is the lip. And the fifth and the last, the nasal cavity. 5 main articulation points. Repeat quickly. Oral cavity, throat, tongue, lips, and the nasal cavity. Yes, fine. And if you remember, I told you, or we did study that the different parts of the throat are three parts, or the throat is divided into three articulation points. And you remember the letters of the throat: الحروف الحلقية, همز هاء عين حاء غين حاء. This will revise later. But the parts of the throat, they are the farthermost, or the farthest part of the throat, it is the area of the vocal cords. The vocal cords. The middle part of the throat, it is the area of the epiglottis. It is the area of the epiglottis. And the closest part of the throat, it is the area of the root of the tongue. And in the other side, we have the uvula. Remember this? Yes? Yes. And then we said that the different part of the upper palate, they are, starting from here, the uvula. And then we have the soft palate, and then the hard palate, and then we have the pre-palate area, and then we have the gums, or we call it the alveolar ridge. Both are correct. Okay? Okay. Uvula, soft palate, hard palate, and the pre-palate area, and the gums, or the alveolar ridge. Fine? Fine. Okay? And we said, my dear sister, that the different parts of the tongue, they are the parts of the tongue. And we said the tongue is divided by, we make two different divisions for the tongue. Two different divisions. The right part, the right side, it is the division of the tongue as a whole. The division of the tongue as a whole. The left part, it is the division of the edge, or the edge of the tongue. Only the edge, which is involved with the letters of Dod and Lam. Only edge is Dod and Lam. Okay. Starting with the first division, which is written here to the right hand side. The tongue as a whole is divided into root of the tongue, the farthermost part of the tongue, or we call it the back of the tongue, middle of the tongue, tip of the tongue, and frontmost part of the tongue, or we call it the head, or frontmost part of the tongue. So this is the division of the tongue as a whole. All this are very important. This is a revision of what we did take. All this you must memorize very well, my dear sister, because this is the key for us to pronounce the letters perfectly, to recite the Quran properly as it was revealed upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Okay? Very well. So, regarding the edge of the tongue, which is involved with two letters, they are the Dod and Lam. The edge of the tongue is divided into three main areas. The edge of the tongue, let's move this, yeah. The edge of the tongue is divided into three main areas. The farthermost part of the edge, or the farthest of the edge, and the closest part of the edge, and the end of the edge. The farthermost, or the farthest, the closest, and the end of the edge, or the head of the edge. Okay? This is involved Dod and Lam. Dod and Lam, the edge. But all the other letters are in, here, and the throat, and the oral cavity, of course, with the huruf al-mad. But with the huruf al-mad, we have a certain articulation point, if you remember. This is the division of the teeth, my dear sisters. The teeth. What's important for us? what is important for us in articulation point or in المخارج, they are the central incisors. Those are involved with us. The upper central incisor with a lot of letters, if you remember. Always we say, noon with the elevator ridge of the upper central incisor, ta, delta. It's, we said, tip of the tongue with the roots of the upper central incisor. A lot we use them. And also the lower central incisor. They are in green. Also lower, remember us as we say it with the lowest of the back of the lower central incisor. So those are involved with us. And the yellow ones, the molars, my dear sister, with letter dot. Remember the technique of dot? Remember, that's why I asked you to revise. We will revise again the articulation point of dot. And the lamb, of course, is going to be here in this area. So main teeth, I need you to know the upper central incisor, the green ones, and the lower, the two green up, the two green below, and the yellow ones up and down. Of course, the up, which are involved with the little dog. Two sides or one side, different from one person to another. Yeah? Okay. Here, this one I not that important. Now we are going to start the articulation points. Okay. Okay. The first one, it is the empty space in the mouth and throat, which is al-jawf or the oral cavity. The first main articulation point, it is the al-jawf. It is the oral cavity or the empty space in the mouth and the throat. It includes the empty space of the throat plus the empty space of the mouth. Okay? The yellow, the blue part and the green part. It is the articulation point of the three mad letters or three lengthening letters. From the empty space in mouth and throat come the three letters of lengthening or the mad letters. And as we said, this is the general articulation point, but we mentioned that there is a precise articulation point which we are going to explain now. Alif al-maddiya or the lengthening alif, it's pronounced from the jawf or from the oral cavity plus the, as you see in picture, the tongue must be completely relaxed and opening the mouth vertically. Never open horizontally. Never use the smiling position because this will give you imala. And with the waw maddiya or the lengthening waw or any waw or dhamma or waw with any short vowel or waw lean or the soft waw, it is the same articulation point, which is raising the back of the tongue a little bit. And this will happen automatically. Do not pay attention for this. Pay attention to this. Round your lips. Round your lips properly and leave a space in between to allow the sound to escape through. Ow, ow, ow. With the ya, al-maddiya, or any ya with short vowel, or the soft ya, al-lim, or kasra, we higher the middle part of the tongue and lower the lower jaw. Higher the middle part of the tongue and lower the lower jaw, my dear sisters. Fine? Fine. And we said with alif al-maddiya, opening the mouth vertically equal, lower the lower jaw because the upper jaw doesn't move. Very well. Now, my dear sisters, I'm going to share with you the videos of how to articulate ألف مادية, واو مادية, and ياء مادية. We will start with the ألف. Kindly pay attention.
لا 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 لا
Well, I want you to understand something. The white smoke. This is the sound. The white smoke which you see running from the mouth. This is the sound which is coming from the oral cavity running out through the mouth, outside of the mouth. This, when we pronounce the alif al-maddiya, we have to proceed it with lam, with fatha, or any letter with fatha. The scholars choose the lam. So the beginning is starting with the lam. That's why the tongue is in the placement of articulation lam. And then the position of the alif maddiya, it is the last part, when the tongue is completely relaxed and we open the mouth vertically, or we lower the lower jaw. Fine? I will repeat it and kind of pay attention.
لا
You see?
لا لا لا.
You notice, my dear sisters, how the tongue is completely relaxed and the mouth is opened vertically.
لا 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 لا.
Fine? Fine. Well, now we are going to see the video, or watch the video of how we articulate the natural mad wow, any wow, and the dhamma, and the soft wow or wow اللين. Did you notice, my dear sister, how the back of the tongue is raised and how the lips are rounded? You must round well and leave a space in between to allow the sound to run. Ow, ooh, ooh, ow. I will repeat again, and kindly pay attention to the movement of the tongue. Back of the tongue is raised and the lips are rounded. As I told you, the white smoke, it is the running of the sound, okay? Let's go to the ya maddiya, and start. This is the ya maddiya, soft ya lean, ya with any short vowel, and the kasra also. I will repeat. Notice my dear sisters, how the middle part of the tongue is raised when I'm pronouncing the ya. Any shape of ya, and the kasra. Middle part of the tongue will be raised, and we lower the lower jaw. Repeat again. I will repeat again. Very well. Now we are going to go to the next main articulation point, which is going to be the throat, where we have 6 letters are articulated from the throat. They are hams, ha, ayn, ha, ghain, and ha. Yes? Yeah. And I did share with you before the division of the throat in a chart before. We say the back of the farthermost or the farthest of the throat, where we have the vocal cord, and then the middle part where we have the epiglottis, and then the closest part where we have the root of the tongue and the uvula. Yeah? Yes. Well, now, my dear sisters, the farthest part of the throat, where we have the vocal cord, it is the articulation point of 2 letters. So remember, the hamza and the ha. Always I say this is not replaceable of our original videos. Our original videos, it is a complete explanation. Here, just a revision with using different technique. Okay, so return always to the original videos. What you must do, what are the caution, what to avoid, what are the mistakes, which are the mistakes you can commit. Okay, and we said that from the farthest part of the throat, we have 2 letters we articulate. Okay, this is the articulation point of hamza and ha. The farthest part of the throat, the area of the vocal cords, it is the articulation point of hamza and ha. Yes? Yes. And we said that when we pronounce the hamza, the vocal cords are closed. It's pronounced by closure of the vocal cords. That's why a lot of sound is blocked behind the vocal cords. That's why the vocal cords will vibrate too much and the sound of hamza will be strong. It's vice versa with the ha. The ha is articulated by the partial opening. We said always partial opening, or the vocal cord will be partly open, not fully. Because if you open it fully, more than it's needed, the sound of ha will be unaudible. And it's already very weak. So it doesn't need extra thing to make it weaker. So partly opening of the vocal cords. This will cause a lot of air will run through the vocal cords. The vocal cords will vibrate. Sorry, will not vibrate because the vocal cords are opening. Here they will vibrate because they are closed, my dear sister. The vocal cords are like letter Z. When they are closed, a lot of sound and air here, so it's going to vibrate because they are pressing, trying to go out. This is the hamza. With the ha, no, they are open. So a lot of air will run through it. No problem we have. And the vocal cords will not vibrate because they are open or partly open. Okay? Let us see the video of how they are articulated, okay? But this one, unfortunately, doesn't have a sound. So kindly, I will explain. When we pronounce the hamza, the vocal, no, I will repeat it from this chart. Wait until it ends. When we pronounce the hamza, my dear sisters, the vocal cords will be closed, okay? So they will vibrate too much, okay? But when we pronounce the ha, they will partly, as you see, they will be partly opened. I will repeat this part. They will be partly opened to pronounce the ha, not like with hamza. So they are partly opened. That's why It's they allow a lot of air to run, and that's why the ha is a voiceless letter and very weak letter. Okay. The hamza, you see, the vocal cords are closed. With ha, it's the vice versa, the opposite. It's open. Okay, this is the vocal cords, how they are working when we pronounce the hamza and the ha. Now we move to the next letter, next area, sorry, which it is the middle, the middle part of the throat. It is the articulation point, my dear sister, of ayn and ha. It is the region of the epiglottis. It is the articulation point of the letters ayn and the ha. Okay? The middle part of the throat, it is the area of the epiglottis, ayn and ha. And we explained how they are pronounced. With ayn and ha, they are pronounced by the withdrawal of the epiglottis, or the epiglottis will be pushed back toward the wall of the throat, leaving a gap in between. But the gap in between with ayn is less than the gap with ha. Yes? This is we did study. I will repeat. They are pronounced from the middle part of the tongue, the epiglottis. And you remember, I always say, we must know how to control the epiglottis, this area, because we use it with ayn and ha, and we use it when we want to make any sound as a heavy sound or mufakham. However, it's letter or hunna or whatever. So you must know how to control the epiglottis, my dear sister. Very important. Now we are going to see the videos. How we articulate ayn and the ha. We start with ayn.
Ah. Ah. Ah.
Did you note that when we say the epiglottis is the withdrawal of the epiglottis, or the epiglottis is pushed back towards the wall of the throat, and the tongue is not moving. Laps are not moving, okay? Only the epiglottis, I will repeat, can't pay attention.
Ah. Ah. Ah.
You see, this return towards the wall of the throat, or the withdrawal of the epiglottis. Tongue doesn't move, lips doesn't move. Articulation points are very, very sensitive. You must articulate the point, the letter as we say. That's why I took time to make these videos, to video this video, to record these videos. It was not that easy, but it's very important for you to know how practically we pronounce the letter. Okay, I will repeat, because ayn is very special letter, I know.
Ah. Ah. Ah.
Okay. And anyway, this video is going to be recorded, so you can return to it. This Notice, my dear sister, also the same like ayn. The difference that in ha doesn't retain that much, or the withdrawal is not that much as with ayn. Also, only the epiglottis is going back or return back towards the throat wall, or the withdrawal of the epiglottis. The tongue is not involved Lips are not involved. Only the epiglottis. I will repeat. Again, because it's the epiglottis area. Okay, very well. Well, my dear sister, this is the end of our revision for today. The rest of the time, inshallah, we are going to revise our recitation. May Allah reward you. Salamullahi alaykum wa rahmatuhu wa barakatuh. Fi amanillah in Allah.